Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more Hearts of Iron 4. We are restarting now. So I've tried over the last couple episodes to do a Nationalist China where Chiang Kai-shek and the Nationalists win. I completely messed it up and got Chiang Kai-shek killed, which is unusual. This, HOI4 is not like Crusader Kings, where you have like plotting and stuff like that. You can only really get people killed through like bizarre game, not mechanics. Mechanics is not the right word, but like through countrywide decisions, and that's what I did, and I messed up. And when that happened, it cut like a massive, like all of this stuff down here got completely cut off, and there was a bunch of stuff up here that I couldn't do. So my goal now is to not do that. My goal is to keep Chiang Kai-shek alive and to do like as much of this stuff as possible. We'll start out here. We'll go nationalism. So that is the goal. So we're gonna do just like we did before. Start out by making a bunch of civilian factories. The HOI4 map can be a little annoying with the way some of this stuff works. It can be hard to see sometimes. I guess all of the maps that have those limitations in all of the Paradox games. One thing, so last time I built some armored divisions and we ran out of oil like almost immediately. So I'm going to work on producing synthetic oil fairly, well, not even fairly early. That's going to be one of the techs that I start researching right away. Because we need fuel. We need fuel for the war machine. I have the same settings as the last game, so another thing I want to do while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to build an air base over here and an air base down here, and then we want to build up our infrastructure as well. So I have the same settings as in the last game, so playing on Iron Man, but on the super easy difficulty because, as we saw, I'm terrible at this game. And with non-historical AI, because I like the idea of nothing is set. I don't like, a lot of people like playing the game with historical AI on because they want to play the World War II scenario and era. Also, I'm playing with the Road to 56 mod enabled. But I like turning it off because I like in the last game, Japan and the Soviets got into a massive war. It wasn't just the Sino-Soviet, or not Sino-Soviet, the Russo-Japanese border war that happened historically. It was like a full-scale war. Germany went into a civil war. France went communist and built a massive communist group over here. So I like that. I like the idea of, the future is not set, that, we are in 1936, and like the people of 1936, we have no idea what's going to happen. Anything could happen. So that's why I like playing with it, with the historical focuses off, just because you never know. You never know what will happen. So we're going to start here. We're going to go manufacturing. We want to get manufacturing going as quickly as possible. And we're going to go... Oh, another thing I need to do too is support stuff. But I want to get oil storage and synthetic refineries going. That is going to be an absolute necessity for us. Then we need to get producing weapons and equipment. We'll just get this. We don't have shipyards to build that yet, but we will. Get some guys training here.
长官，准备移动，准备，热，命令，准备移动。
And we almost certainly, if they don't go to war with the Soviets again, we almost certainly will end up at war with Japan. But for now, what we're gonna do, we want to be ready. I want to take out the Chinese Soviet Republic as quickly as possible. So this is the area controlled by the Chinese Communist Party, which is going to become controlled by Mao Zedong. So I need to get rid of them as quickly as possible if we're gonna actually change history. And all of these guys will just put up here on this a bit of Japan. No. So
命令，
we want to do that is want to we'll just make sure that we're missing aircraft. That is one thing too. We want to make sure that we get I guess they changed how this works. It used to be you just click it 3 times. I have about half of the current DLCs installed. Quite frankly, HOI4 is not my favorite game. Certainly not my favorite of the Paradox games. EU4 is definitely my favorite, and I just recently bought Victoria 3, which is another game like Stellaris that I need to figure out how to play. I've never really played any of the Victoria games. CK2 I feel like I know how to play pretty well. So Germany looks like they're going with the normal path. See, this is where I went wrong last time. I sent Chiang Kai-shek to meet with these guys, and they killed him. So, no. The Stellaris, you know, I have a few videos on the channel of me trying to play Stellaris, and I just find it to be immensely boring. Like, it just, I don't know, I don't get it. I know that people love it, and I don't think it's a bad game. I just, for me, let's see, what should we go with here? I just find it immensely boring. Let's see, what should I go with here? Go this one. So, I'm going to try to learn how to play Victoria. I don't have enough power for any of these yet. What decisions do we have available? Is there anything? I don't know. See, having German support is nice, but I don't want to crash my economy. We'll go with acquire German guns. What did that do? I don't know what I just did. Oh well. Yeah, so HOI4, as I was saying, is not my most favorite game, so I play it sporadically. I like it. I think it's a well-made game. It's just, it's an era of history that isn't particularly interesting to me. Start border war That's what I need, so I can. So yeah, it's an era of history that isn't particularly interesting to me. I think World War II is like everybody's favorite thing, and as a professional historian, it's just kind of boring. Like what is there to say? There's no alternative history event that leads to Germany winning. That's what everybody always wants. Everybody fetishizes the Nazis. There is none. It doesn't matter. Did they not attack Russia? Did they defeat Russia? Like, all of it ends with Berlin getting nuked in August of 45. There's no way. What if America stays out of the war? America was not going to stay out of the war. By this point, America has already made a decision that it will enter the war against Germany when the war happens. Everybody knows it's going to happen. So anyway, yeah, I know I'm ranting now, but yeah, I am much more interested, and I teach professionally the era of EU4. With that said, I do like HOI4. Basically, all of this rant is about why I don't have all of the DLCs of HOI4. If these videos get like an audience, if people like them, then I'll get DLCs. To give the people what they want, so to speak. But I don't know. For now, it's just not really worth the money to me. Whereas, on the other hand, like I pay the subscription thing for EU4, which probably I should look into, because now that EU5 is out, they probably have greatly reduced the prices of all the DLCs, and I could just straight up buy them and not pay the subscription anymore. I keep bypassing stuff. Sure that we do some of this stuff as well before we get. Alright, so we have war goals now. It's the Chinese Soviet Republic. We have 3,000 to 9,000 soldiers. We've got 24,000 on their border. They're not allied with anybody. Oh yeah, I have like a wickedly corrupt government, don't I? I need to solve that. Right. I'm gonna see if these guys can do it alone. If they can't, we'll bring the rest of the army in. Looks like they're already struggling. This will get us some army experience, and then I'm going to modify the template. I think I might try to go with the Space Marines template. I know they got really nerfed, but objectively, it's probably, given our economy and stuff. Oh, we've got a river crossing here, that's why. Once we get across the river, we'll crush them. Given our economy, just a bunch of infantry and artillery with a tank here and there is probably the best option. I'm gonna go with save them, even though so the Italians have taken Ethiopia. So it seems like the Germans have remilitarized the Rhineland, and the Italians have taken Ethiopia. So it seems like the Axis countries are kind of following the historical pattern, which, if that holds true for Japan, means that we are going to end up at war with Japan sooner than later. Like, I know I've got this sitting here. I haven't picked any advisors or anything yet. Most of these guys are still a little too expensive. Like, I really want to get this infantry expert because we're gonna have Prime in Rommel of the East. So I'm saving up my political power for that. If we can break through here and get across the river, then we'll be all set. Problem. I could bring more soldiers in. So the problem with that is that it then eats up more supplies and it clogs things up. And the game simulates logistics pretty well, annoyingly well in many ways. This one, I want to start researching logistics, and then we need a signal company also. But to do that, we need to research radio technology, which I will do next. Yeah, it looks like, well, so they keep rotating soldiers in and out. We can break through here. Get across the river. That's what we need. We're struggling to do it. So this is something, we're in a situation now where, so it's 25 of 24. Eventually some of these guys will be able to have 30, but this will really annoy me. Like if I move these guys to another army, then that army will always have one extra unit and stuff, and it will get like really annoying to me. So I'm just going to straight up disband that unit.
准备完毕，长官。
Because I don't know, my brain just can't handle that. He's really confident that this will work. Hopefully, I mean, really, if we can force a river crossing here, that would be great, because then we have forces between these two, and then we can break in this way. But if it happens here, then that's fine too. It doesn't look like it's going to happen here at all. But we're attacking across the river and into mountains, which is difficult.
Good job.
We're gonna bring these guys down here. See if this helps. Fresh soldiers take some of the pressure off that Army 1. It's radio technology. experience. There we go. We're gonna cross the river now.
Vision!
It does appear that we can pocket these guys. Exactly what I was hoping for.
准备，出发！注意！
Looks like there's nothing standing in our way. Now we can build synthetic oil refineries. So we can start building up fuel reserve. I think the rest of this is like for later.
是的，长官。有何指示？开始行动！命令！
Now we can afford a couple of these guys. Go with the army regrouping guy when we have enough money for it. Enough political power. Really crush them. One thing that I don't know how you would implement it. Of course, I know very, very little about video game design. But so like these guys are not really confident with my plan. It would be cool if like they could suggest an alternative, right? Like if I'm the leader of the nation, so I still approve stuff. But if I could like rely on my generals to do their job, and they could like suggest things. Right, like that would be cool. We're gonna let these guys sit. For a bit. Regain their organization. Be careful here. If they break through there, that would be a massive problem.
准备！
Now if they broke through here, that would cap all of these guys over here, which could be disastrous.
有何指示？
I'm gonna bring these guys in now. And I'm gonna take. Let's see. Once these guys get in, I think I'll take number 2 out. I'll move them out of the line.
These guys out.
Go back over here.
配合。有何指示？准备完毕，长官。
If Japan is justifying war goal against us. We're about to get invaded by the Japanese, which is going to be an absolute nightmare.
有何指示
We？ really need to break through here. We need to end this war quickly now. We can get across the river here. That'll essentially end it for us.
准备完毕，长官。
In this timeline, the Hindenburg did not blow up.
集合！
See if we can let this organization recover a little bit. We need to get this war done very quickly because
准备完毕，长官。
if the Japanese attack right now, we are in serious trouble. Spain is tearing itself apart. So we're now at war with
保持距离。 何指示？
You're more than welcome to join our war. Okay, good. So
集合！
they signed a white peace with us. Now we've got an invasion happening.
Drop!
Here.
Drop!
We need to send these guys here. This run might end soon too. If this run ends, I might just try something different next time and not do Nationalist China, because this is really hard. Everybody's joining the war, which is good. Let's see if we can. We still need 600. That's basically what I'm waiting for right now. Is we need to get like to war economy, get out of the corrupt government.
准备移动！
I hate it. I hate having units that are not like the proper divisions of 8 or multiples of 8, but we need every man to fight at this point. Yes, let's take expeditionary forces. Absolutely, send me all of your people.
何指示？
Whoops.
有何指示？对！注意！命令！注意！准备移动。
If they link up here, that'll be a huge problem for us. If we can keep them separated, we can kind of drive these guys back here. But I mean, we're losing on every front at this point. I don't think there's any hope of us holding them off. This run might end faster than the last run. They've captured Beijing. Bold attack. We need people who aren't afraid to die.
何指示？
Suffer a huge back here, so we need
Get
to
up!
get all of these guys out of here as quickly as possible.
何指示？准备移动。
They've just been cut off, so all these guys are gonna die now. Get these guys out. They blinked up there.
攻上！
Gotta be careful with modifying the lines. Oh. Yeah, I guess, okay, I'm an idiot. I've been worrying about linking up stuff, but they're in the war too, so actually, it doesn't. Okay. I'm gonna radically reorganize my line here, because I am a moron. Alright, we're gonna take our
Good
group
job.
one. Army group one all together here. See, the Japanese are just like, they're so numerous that, like, even as they get spread out here, there's just so many of them that it doesn't weaken their line. front has stabilized here, but up here we are starting to slow them down. I need to get here. Still losing. The Japanese are they're so immensely powerful. And now, see, like, they're taking all of the...
集合！是的，长官。
They're taking all of those forces back. But Manchuria has just rebelled. That is an unusual wrinkle. They now have a significant rebellion back here. Look at that. See that? Oh, we've pocketed up here. That's why you never give up. That just really, really hurt their invasion. Like, these guys are part of Japan, but essentially, like, this just cut all of these guys off. It really harmed their ability to bring in supplies and stuff. So,
准备完毕，长官。
realistically, we're probably still gonna lose. but there's, you know, a chance. Yeah, they're just get destroyed. I think these guys are not actually even in the war. Oh no, they're not. They're more closely aligned with us. I was saying they were more closely aligned with Japan, but they're not. Yeah, they're gonna die, but really help out our economy and our ability to produce weapons and equipment for the soldiers. Decisions available. Laws against Japanese. So they're certainly going to be crushed here soon, which sucks. I was hoping they would put up more of a fight. When that happens, then the Japanese are going to turn their full weight back here. Yeah, so we're now hosting their government in exile, which means we're probably still going to lose, but not as quickly as I thought we would. That's the one thing about this game, well, in all Paradox games, really, they make you want to rage quit. They do. I mean, at this point, like, I know I'm going to lose. I might as well just stop playing, but you never know what might happen, especially with the historical focuses turned off. So they're about to crush them there, and then they're going to storm their way back down here. Germany backed down from the Anschluss. That's interesting. They have not annexed Austria. There we go. we lose Nanjing, I expect we'll surrender. I think so. The game is like stopped. Oh. So, I don't know if this happens to everybody's computer or if it's just my computer, but whenever huge things happen, it'll lag for a little bit, like it just did there. So that's because the Soviet Union is in a war. I expected that it would be because we were about to surrender, which we are probably about to surrender.
有何指示？
Try researching ahead if we can. Oh, they took Nanjing, but we haven't surrendered yet. But yeah, see, it's all falling apart now. Lure them in strategy. I think we have lured them in. Prerequisites are no longer fulfilled. Yeah, I mean we lured them all the way in. How do we even still have factories? I mean, they've overrun half the country. push them back there and cut them off. Like they put all these ports, so it won't be like a pocket, but it would still like hurt the invasion. Kind of ground to a halt here for both of us. We can't really push them back, but they also can't seem to make. But now they've just called them in. That's going to change the dynamic of the war. Maybe not by much. They have volunteers from Germany, it looks like. Or we do. Somebody does. Maybe the Japanese do. They're not allied with the Germans, though. Yeah, so they're fighting for the Japanese. Usually, there we go. Okay, so it's the Mongolians that, or the Manchurians rather. They have volunteers from Germany. Yeah, that didn't change the dynamic of the war hardly at all, I guess. I was hoping it would. If anything, it's just going to allow the Japanese now to come down this way. Hold them off, give them a chance to rest and reorganize. There's a lot of allied forces up here, and we are very spread out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these guys back to kind of just what my territory is. To get us a higher concentration of our soldiers down here. Does it keep starting me over there, but like what I just did was over here. So the Germans didn't annex Austria, but they're annexing Czechoslovakia. That is weird. Is Austria... Looks like they're going to reform Austria-Hungary. That'd be cool if they would, like, ally with me. If any of these guys would join my faction, that would be cool. See if they could break through here, so they could pocket these guys.
Yeehaw! Yeehaw! 是的，长官。命令！准备完毕，长官。
Like most of our units, a lot of them are regaining their organization. Looks like the Japanese invasion has largely stalled. Well, somehow we are still alive, still going. We are at a little over an hour. I was hoping to kind of see one way or another an end to this before the end of this episode, but we're at about an hour and I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here, and we'll come back next time and we will see. I really expected this to be the end of this run, but it seems like the Japanese invasion has kind of stalled, and we've got a lot of allied forces over here. We have a chance. It's January of 39. Germany seems to be following mostly the same path. They didn't take Austria, but annexing this, and it's still Hitler in control, which at this point, usually, if it's still Hitler in control, then the AI is going to stay with that, which means they're probably going to invade Poland, which will bring the UK and France into the war against them. We do have this civil war happening in the Soviet Union, but if Japan continues to pursue the normal track, which it seems like it is, then they'll end up at war with the United States. And if they do, if the Axis follow mostly the same plan, then they end up at war with the US. Why is this area red? Oh, I guess there's like a huge naval presence there or something. And if they end up at war with the US, then as long as we still exist by that point, we'll be okay. So we'll see what happens. But for now, I'll stop this video here. I hope you have enjoyed it. And as always, I will see you when I see you.